Good afternoon, race fans. It is June 16th, 2023, and it is second practice for the Canadian Grand Prix. All right, so let's recap. We need to recap for the first practice to understand what's going on. So in the first 5 minutes, Gasly car basically gearbox or whatnot, mechanical failure stops him on the track. This basically goes from a yellow to a red when we can't get the car up going again, and the call is made to pull the car behind the wall. What this does is exposes an issue with the CCTV cameras on the track, and that ultimately there was a sync issue. Basically, Gasly's car disappeared for 15 seconds. And cars were disappeared, and this basically left the track in a red flag scenario, and F1 would not resume. They've worked on the system, and so it looks like the official word is that the CTD system has been fixed, but it's been fixed. But if it's to fail again, the race control has a backup system, and basically the backup system is going to be the on-track TV cameras. That's basically Chris Midland reported about 45 minutes ago that was the backup plan, and by official word they say they have a backup plan if the CCTVs were to fail again. So. For that reason, they have got the safety pieces in place so that, in 7 minutes, we will start with free practice 2. Because free practice 1 didn't essentially happen, because basically everyone did a lap who could get out before it was red flagged. So because of that scenario, that's why free practice 2 is now starting in 6 minutes. And we're going to run for 90 minutes going forward. So, hello, this is Racing Statistics. We are about 6 minutes away to start a free practice 2. This is Garage talking to you right now. Try to get you all that up to speed to get you where we needed to be to tell you, we should be starting in a few minutes. I will see that when I start seeing cars on track. Again, this is Racing Statistics, and this is Crash talking to you. Want to thank for the about 559 people who are watching right now, and the about 100 of you who have liked the stream so far. Thank you so much. So yeah, it is hard. Basically, the only thing we knew, people said earlier that that FP1 is going to have the shortest video possible. Pretty much, it was again Gasly's car, something going wrong with ESJ Blue. He was starting 3 minutes early to give teams more time because basically they red flagged the whole session. Excuse me. So we know Gasly's car is being worked on. We know that Zhou had his car was stiff. And that's pretty much all we know from that session. I mean, literally the board basically was Bottas was 1, Stroll was 2nd, and then Alonso was 3rd. That was the board. F1 is now starting they're in their in that 5 minute before starting with their coverage of practice. So if you guys want to drop where you're watching from in chat, go right ahead. That would be as we wait for them to get on track and get time to the board. We've got some time to kill at the moment. So yeah, I'm a little ending at 6. That would be correct. It is ending in 90. It's going to be a 90-minute session. So 4:30 track time will move into 6 p.m. Weather right now is it's sunny but hazy at the same time. The weather report when I checked this morning is that as we go through this hour into 5 o'clock, there's a chance for rain to hit the track. So there's a chance for rain on the track. We've got someone from Jamaica. We've got Canada, more from Canada. Howard from Maine, watching from Texas, the land of friendship. I am also from the land of friendship at the moment. I'm originally from the New England area, but I've moved down to the Texas area for work. So that's where I am broadcasting from right now. And we've got people from Finland, Nigeria, Albania, Ireland. Pirelli selected the 3 most softest compounds, C5, C4, C3, respectively, for the tires this weekend. Lily Wilson is watching from Australia. Paula is in England, the old one. You basically referred to as across the pond, Paula. We've got Ron from Trenton, Ontario, Canada. We've got Ahmed from Saudi. Angeline is from the USA. Which state, though? And then we've got more Jarek in South Africa. So I'm looking at the track right now. So it looks like some sort of pollen in the air, which is a little bit odd. We've got from South Africa, Netherlands, Montreal, Cairo, Holland. So because we lost FP1, they are now expanding this second session with another half hour to compensate for that. So we're going to see a lot of action, and it's gonna the effect is that because it's going to put the teams on their back foot, and so this has a downhill effect. Basically, is that it's going to affect the racing on Sunday. And that is all, how we will find over the next few days, but there will be some sort of effect. We've got people, Aruba, we've got Barbados, Republic of Congo, from Deutschland. So it is sunny at the track, but there is a haze. Like Montreal in the FP1 was, you could see from the easily track to Montreal, the city itself. It has now become hazy. So we'll see. I think excellent. Basically, could only get 30 minutes more because they basically they're starting the session 30 minutes early. So lining up right now, we have one of the, I believe it's Bottas. We have the 2 Aston Martins, the other Alfa Romeo. Russell's doing something weird. And we are still red. And we have gone green light. There's the Alfa Romeo. Looks like Russell's trying to do like a pit lane test run. And one of the Alpine, I probably, Alcon's got behind him. Trying to think, I just couldn't see who just went by. So So Gasly is back on track. So it's going to be crowded on track pretty quickly. So it's going to take right now they're doing their first out laps and then they're going to do their first flying laps, unless they're coming right back in for an installation, because this is an installation. What you'll see is they'll go out and come right back in. That's called an installation lap. We really didn't get that. So there are teams that might do that because they didn't get a chance to do that in FP1. Race Control says the risk of rain for the second practice is at 40%, which is what to be expected. And be more likely as this session goes on, that is going to be more likely we may get rain. So at this point, everyone is on track except for Albon. He's the only one who's still in the pits. And so we're starting to get our first race like runs, basically. So Carolyn Smith is asking, so we have fixed cameras around the track now? Yes. The CCT system apparently has been fixed, but having it, I guess there is some level of uncertainty with the system. So they have a second backup system in place for safety if the CCTVs do not function. Excuse me. San Joshua Barrett is asking how long time for this session. It's going to be a 90 minutes session now. And the only way they were able to get that extra 30 minutes is because they're basically starting sooner. So basically, when FP1 officially ended, it was literally 2 hours that they have a gap. That's by regulation. So they pushed basically FP2 was 2.5 hours later. They basically were able to started literally 30 minutes earlier to get that more time. So it is a excuse me. So far we're seeing mixes of soft and medium tires on track. So right now we have Sainz, Alonso, and Gasly in fourth position. He was in third before Sainz moved up to P2. Angel, I'm just looking at the message you just put into chat. I don't know what the bot is yelling about in terms of foul language. I've looked at your last 3 messages. I don't know what's going on. Jose is pointing out that these times are pretty slow. Yeah, but I mean, like, they're literally getting their first laps in on the track. Honestly, getting their first laps on the track now. So looking at turn 9, they're either going off track or looks like they're going off track just by a little bit and kicking up dirt. Ocon has just jumped to P6. So after a few minutes now, we've got Leclerc, Perez, Verstappen, Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Stroll, Sainz, Magnussen, Piastri in the top 10. And this is from a 116.564 down to a 117.772. Alonso is a 117.1793. So about, and Magnussen just jumped to P6, 116.191. So from P1 to P12, we're about a second and a quarter difference span across those 11 places. And Alonso jumps to a P1, 116.35, but Bottas improves his time to a 116.330, taking P1. So we were then at 10th between P1 and P2 now. Gasly's jumped up to a P7, 116.850, and Hamilton's down at P15 with 118.5. Tsunoda P14, 117.7. Sainz is taking the fastest second sector. And he's going to take sector 3 as well with a 115.859. Leclerc is fastest sector 1. Within a tenth of Sainz, he's got a subsector in sector 3, so we'll take a look at how he's going. Verstappen's taking P1 right now, on a flying lap right now. Norris on a flying lap right now as well. Norris fastest second sector, but Max might take that from him. And he does. So Max on a very purple sector 1, sector 2 already. Leclerc just jumped to the P1, fastest sector 3, 115.523. But Max is on a flying lap. We'll see who he goes. Checo is doing pretty well behind him. He will be next after Max. He'll be second next across the line. And Verstappen has now gone P1 with 115.333. We'll take a look where Perez comes up. Perez goes to P3 with a 115.7. So we got Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz in the top 4. Norris P5. Stroll just improved to a P8, or 116.353. Oh, what just? So just a moment of a replay with Gasly. It looks like he may have drove it over a stone or a piece of the track. It just blew up behind him in a little bit of gravel. Very, very weird. As I look away, Magnussen's gone to a P9 and Bottas has gone to a P7. They're both in the 116s. So Jose's, whatever he hit, it damaged the refuser back. Yeah, there was little damage to that refuser. His wings were bobbling back and forth. So basically, everyone was suspended because they had an issue with the CCT system. So this is the safety. The cameras are across the track for race control for safety purposes. And so because of that issue with the track, I mean, we had literally over 50-minute red flag in FP1. Session did not resume. So they managed to get FP2 to start 30 minutes early to compensate for the red flag, essentially. Khan's giving the wave to one of the Ferraris that was in the way. Several cars, including Gasly's car, are using fluid preservation paint to test, to get data on how the car is performing. And Perez just passing Verstappen on track. Not yet. It's too early to say who's doing what at the moment. I know they are on medium, so they may be working on rate pace. Science is out, but Leclerc is in the pit. Perez just jumped to P1 to a 115.230, so a whole tenth faster than his teammate. Magnussen just jumped to P8, 116.152. It looks like that Hamilton and Russell are doing some sort of other simulation. Not necessarily a race simulation, but maybe I don't know, testing something. Gasly right now is just fastest sector 2, and he's going to jump to P1 on 115.224. So another 10th improvement from P1 to P2. Yeah, there's these zeros saying that Mercs are doing long runs with heavy fuel loads, which makes sense because right now they've already done 9 and 10 laps, or 10 laps both, respectively, doing a 118. So so Max is the fact that his tires are running a little hot. He's trying to find ways to cool them down. Just talked with the engineers over the radio about that. Perez is now on an outlap right now. So is Science. Bottas has come to the pits. Sappin's still out on those used softs. He's looking to perhaps take a secondary cool down lap before he does a flying lap. If you've got questions for me, you can at me in chat, and I will put my username. More than willing to take questions from you guys right now. It is going to be a long time. Mhm. And so, Ronnie, yes, we do have a Discord. Let me get the link for you. I'll drop it in the chat. Um, not as active between FP1 and FP2 because of what happened in FP1, but still. Max now starting a flying lap. And okay. He's already done his flying lap. Am I behind? Sure. So Verstappen is done on 114.726, and Science is now down to 114.902. So wondering what Angela is referring to about who's joking. Thank you for the appreciation of what I'm doing for you guys. I appreciate hearing that from you. Right now, there's about 1,800 of you right now. We've got about 174 likes as well. Helps us that if you like the stream, helps with that more of you come in and watch with us. Right now, we've got Gasly P3, Perez P2, and Albon, which has just moved up to a P5, a 115.396. Zhao is the only one person who's improved on the board, 116.309. Science just gone with a purple sector 1, about a tenth, about half of a tenth faster than Verstappen in sector 1. We'll see how his sector 2 turns out. He's improving on his times, but not necessarily fastest times. And Leclerc is going to be about 0.2 slower than Verstappen in sector 2. So he's going to have to make up time in sector 3. He does have a fastest mini sector in sector 3, but he's going to need more than that to take fast, go P1. Bottas looks like he's the next one behind him to complete a filling lap. And Leclerc does go, take fast sector 3. 0.3 faster than 0.2 faster than Verstappen in that time, and that puts him in a 114.576. Again, that 0.2 is what the difference between the two at the moment. Ocon just said P9 with a 115.716. Ooh. Right now, you're saying Sargent. Some people are saying Sargent has gone off the track. Got no. Question is, am I behind? No. So I'm not sure what you get. People were talking about Sargent going off track and causing a red flag. Please don't put baloney into chat, please. We have enough time following engines already. Yeah, the bot is acting weird about following language, and I don't know why. Yeah, I just looked at his last 4 messages. They're about Charles. I don't know why the bot is complaining about foul language. Is it wet on track? Wayfeeder asked. No, it is not wet on track. It is dry, but it is hazy, and there is a potential for, as the session goes on, that we would get some rain potentially on track. Yeah, track is green. Track has been green, so there we go. We've got our timer fixed. We got an hour added to it. So FP2 is going to be a full 90 minutes. Our timer was off by an hour, so that's now to be fixed. Replay of Charles right now. I'm not sure we're getting a slow replay of Charles going by. It looks nice, but I'm not sure what we're looking at. So Science has gone P1 with a 114, 196, who's 2 tenths faster than his teammate, who's now P2. Verstappen is P3 and Gasly is P4 right now. Perez P5. Albon P6. And then Norris is in a P7. Bottas P8. Ocon Parasi 9 and 10. And that will give us about a 2 second gap, 114.1 to a Parasi is a 115.7. So why we're with heavy fuel? I guess they're testing something about like a race pace type scenarios with tires and whatnot. You know, again, Russell's gone 16 laps on those medium tires. He's gone like a 118 is best, but that more represents what you would do during the race. Hamilton is in the pits right now, so it'll be interesting if he comes out and goes for something faster. We've got some trash talking going on in chat. I think it's about Ferrari. Leclerc right now on a flying lap. He's gone fastest sector one. He's slower in sector two. It evens out. And he goes fastest sector three, and that's going to improve his time to 114.094. So he's about again a tenth now, just a tenth faster than his teammate Science in P1, P1 to P2 now. Alonso right now has improved in his first sector, not so much in the second sector. See how he finishes. Sargent has just gone P11 with 115.943. And Alonso just did a 114, 116, plus second and fourth slower. I know someone asked earlier about the Wall of Champions if it's claimed anyone yet. It has not. We've had enough time for them to go that crazy by that section for time. Why is Aston slow? Well, they might be testing something. It is again early in the session. We've got a whole 90. We've got 90 minutes, so they may be taking these first like 20, 30, 40 minutes of this session for race pace things. They could very easily be weighted down with a lot of fuel. It looks like so. It looks like that Aston Martin is right now testing pieces. So we've got Lavoie on to the patrol in chat. Hello, my friend. Wondering why you are here, not on your channel, broadcasting to the French speaking F1 fans. So Bottas right now is in the P3 with 114.6. There is a heavy acid. Aston Martin copied the Red Bull with sidepod design. Um, Not necessarily. How I understand is that the sidepods that they are using, which looks very much like Red Bull, were in the pipeline way before Red Bull revealed their car. So that's particularly from last year into this year. So that, yeah, it's not something that it looks like a Red Bull car, but it did come from a different source of information, and that's how I understand it. At this point, yeah, are they cribbing from each other at this point? Yeah, like we found last in Spain that Red Bull took inspiration for the rear diffuser from other teams. So Verstappen is fastest sector one, improves in sector two, improves sector three, but he's only about a tenth, within a tenth of Leclerc. Oh, and Hulkenberg. Yeah, we're going to get a red flag because of Hulkenberg. His engine is smoking. See if I. Getting it. Yep. So we have a Ferrari engine that has failed. It is smoking. And so here we go. We have a red flag in this session. A Ferrari engine has blown up. Why is Marko at the bottom is the question? Is because they're doing heavy fuel runs. They're not doing quali type, and it's going to take a while for them to get this off track. As it is smoking. Marshals are took their time to get to the car with extinguishers. It is still um, Jose saying it's a game shame for Hulk. Holy hell, that's a lot of smoke. Yeah, F1 power units and smoke are really not combos as a El Optimus. Yeah, so they just did a replay of when the engine just went, and it was just he was pushing it, and then there was no noise, and that was the yeah. He goes across the line, and poof, engine smoke. So Hulkenberg is okay. He got out of the car very quickly, and now walking back to the pits. So it is very likely that it will take a while for the to get the vehicle back to the pits. But that is basically uh, it's going to be a new engine. And I do want to remind people that because in practice, the clock does not stop for a red flag. It still continues to tick down. Um, yeah, it needs to be it needs to take it will continue to tick down even though there's a red flag. This is not the same scenario with Wally. The clock will stop during quali for a red flag. And trying to get an interview with Nico, and she's just walking right past her. So they are moving the car by hand. Um, where Hulk basically stopped, there's a huge spot on the track where they used the extinguishers. They pushing the car right back to the pits? It looks like at this point they yeah. Look, so what they've done is they pushed the car back, and they crossed they crossed the the grass to another portion of the track, and now they're pushing the cars directly back to the pits while it is still smoking. It is still smoking as they push the car uh, to the pits. This is very odd. Oh, which Ferrari went back then? It was Hulkenberg's car. Thank you, Hanzo, for putting that in chat. So they have gotten the car to the pit lane, and the the Haas team is now taking control of the car, which is very weird that they've gotten the car back to the pits. So, Teresa, you're going to probably have to add recent statistics for those questions, so that basically get their attention, so they'll answer it for you. So here we go, our second red flag of the day. It's a few minutes in. So no word on when this session will restart, unfortunately. I want to thank you, the 1,400, you about almost 1,500 of you who are watching right now. Thank you for the 259 likes. We've just passed again the 30. We're 35 minutes into this session. Again, I want to thank you for all watching this on Racing Statistics. And this is me, Crash. I'm with you for this session again. I'll be here tomorrow for pre-practice 3 and for quali, and I'll be doing the race as well. Tomorrow, I will have help, hopefully, to deal with these red flags. A week of me, I feel blessed. It won't be that way for the race because people like Ryan, and they won't understand when I'm talking and he's not. So track is clear, but okay. So the session will resume in about a minute from now. So 17:07, and cars are now lining up. I think one of the Alpines or one of the Williams line up, and I think it is not. I think it is Russell who just came out the garage. So we are. So so we're getting a weather report from F1. Basically, there's a small system that's near the track, but is not going to hit it. There are two other bigger systems that will hit the track in the next 30 to 40 minutes. So, again, this is partly why they extended this session because the likelihood of rain, particularly at the end of the session, was considerable. We are dry right now, but how long we will be dry is another question. The red flag has ended. We are now back to green flags. Right now, we're following Sergio Perez around the track on the F1 TV stream. So right now, everyone is on track except for Piastri, Magnussen, and Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg, for obvious reasons. Most of them are on outlaps right now. So we'll see in about a minute or so people putting in proper flying laps. Oh, I think Perez just went off the track, runoff area. Is back on track, but his lap is done. Yeah, and I'm not really sure what Checo's doing. He definitely missed something on that last lap. He's now back into the pits, and it looks like they are comes comes into the pit, stops for something. Probably was a wing change, a wing adjustment, I should say. Ooh. Showing a replay going of him, Checo going close to the wall. I don't think he tapped the wall. I think he came very close to it, but he didn't. I don't think he hit the wall. Science has just gone to a 113.84, and Bottas has just gone to a 114.220. So we've got Science, Leclerc, Verstappen, Bottas, Gasly in our top five right now. Where Checo got around the wall is not the wall of champions. I think it was around the hairpin turn, several in sector 2, or not the hairpin turn. It was part. I believe he was in sector 2. And we have a yellow flag. Is this Gasly? I'll kind of stop now. So Ocon at the end of turn 9. Right now he's yellow flags, but it red. So the other Alpine bringing out a red flag. This is not good. With rain coming, this red flag does not help them. Oh boy. I don't think it was the Alpine engine. Not sure why he stopped, but he is getting out of the car now. Oh boy. I don't know what to tell you. But I was just watching the replay of. It sounds. They told him to stop the car, and basically something jumped, and he was done. So Ocon's car has mechanical failure, and it's now stopped just off the track. But they need to use the red flag to get it off the track. So they are bringing cars back into pits, and they're basically in regards, putting tire blankets on and whatnot. So yeah, Carolyn's was pointing out this is our third red flag today, so we have time for another red flag. And it looks like Lukey locked up and went off track. Got back on, but still. So they have gotten Ocon's car off the track. It is behind a wall by one of the stands. So track is clear, but they haven't. It'll be a minute or two if things if are normal. It'll probably be a minute or two before they go green. So it's almost okay. Race control says track is clear. When are they going to restart the session, though? Okay, no, they're green flag now. Zhou Zhengyu is on track at the moment. So here we go. So they're all doing out laps right now. It'll be a minute or so before they start doing a flying lap. And we're gonna wait a moment, get a little more water as I wait for these cars getting up to speed on the next lap. So we've got 40 minutes left in the session right now. It's a good time to pull back and take a recap of what's happened so far. We just had our second red flag of this session. We had one red flag that was the entire session in FP1. First red flag was for Hulkenberg's engine going on his car. They managed to get that back to the pits. Second red flag is for Ocon's car. It basically ended up stranded on track. Did not continue. It's been pulled back. The other thing is that we've got weather around the track, but not necessarily coming over the track just yet. So it is hazy. So that's a sign of weather in the area. Ooh, Hamilton is running the curves on his current lap, but he's probably getting speed on that. Hamilton has improved it definitely. He has not improved greatly in second sector. We'll see how he comes in his third sector. And Hamilton's going to jump to P5 with 114.356. Is Hamilton on softs right now? Hamilton is on soft tires. Hamilton went across a lot of curves, and he was very bouncy on his lap. Wasn't smooth, and that's probably where he lost time. But again, we're talking a difference between about a half a second between Sainz to where he is. So there's time to be picked up. Bowman's in Montreal. East Rain is starting here. So you must be in the city proper. Again, what the issue is that the track is next to the city on a man-made island that was built for essentially for the Olympics. The island Notre Dame, Our Lady, for those who speak French. Um, the track was originally called the Notre Dame until it was renamed for a Gilles Villeneuve, who was a Ferrari driver who won for them on many races. His name is at the start finish line. His name is there. So right now, Leclerc is on an outlap. Verstappen is on track. Bottas is on an outlap. Piastri's on track. Norris is on an outlap. Stroll, Tsunoda, Alonso are on track. Albon on an outlap. Perez is on track. Zhou is on track. De Vries is on an outlap, and Sargent is on track. 35 minutes left in this session as things go on. Gasly's is on that lap, and so is Albon. I was mentioning there's a 7/10 covering the top 10, which is, yeah, it's pretty very close. Checo trying to find pace. Checo is in P5, so he's in a good place right now. Again, room for improvement, but still. Angeline pointing out there's a rain is expected in 15-20 minutes. And that's what the teams know so far, is that the rain potentially is coming by the end of this session. So we've gone about almost an hour in this session. Again, this session has been extended 30 minutes because FP1 was a disaster with the CCT cameras not syncing up properly. F1 right now showing up that the boards up around Hulkenberg's car. The only time you are allowed to do that is when you're pulling off the floor, which they most likely have. Alonso did a fastest sector one, improved in his other sectors to a P5 of 114.231. Ooh, the mechanics are wearing masks so between what was burning on in the car, the extinguisher stuff, whatnot, the mechanics on Hulkenberg are wearing masks to clean up his car. So the De Vries calling it, saying so basically it was potentially unsafe release with De Vries and Magnussen. De Vries called it tricky, and Magnussen was much more angry. Yeah, Botta's finding strong form here, and this is actually a track he's done very well. I think he has the previous track record from 2019 in a Mercedes vehicle. So him being up here P4 shows well for him, comfortable with the track, with where the car is performing. Why Zhao is not performing as well? It could be that this is like literally the second time he's been to this track. Again, F2, F3 are not here this weekend. They have not been. They don't drive at this track, so this is a new track for still relatively new for Zoe, still for brand new for De Vries, for Sargent, and Piastri. But Piastri's doing well in P9. He's actually outperforming his teammate, who's P11 at the moment. So we've got 30 minutes left in FP2. Again, we have gone an hour already. Again, this session started 30 minutes early to compensate for the fact that it was a full red flag for 55 minutes in FP1. Again, we've got that one massive flag already in FP1 and two in this session already. So it's been a not necessarily a clean day on track for our drivers. Penguin saying that Montreal always delivers something. I'm sure multiple red flags is what we wanted delivered, but it just happened to be what it is. And Jose is pointing out the fact that Ferrari has tendency to perform well during FP1 and quali, and then drop the wall on race day. So, De Vries is over De Vries' channel that they're expecting rain to come in 10 minutes. Okay, Max is out on track right now. He hasn't gone all out yet. Yeah, I don't think he has no reason to go. Not necessarily he had a reason, or maybe was doing something other, full out, all out. So Angeli says that Oscar was told to stop the car as a precaution to assess it loss of water pressure. So Russell is just going with 13.745, and then Hamilton's going to go faster with a 0.718. So we're about 3/10, sorry, not 3/10, 3/100ths faster than his teammate. So we got Hamilton, Russell, P1, P2. Where have been the Mercs? Doing something else apparently in the first hour or so in this session. So one thing that's happened is that Russell went out an out lap and did his flying lap, and Hamilton went out, did an out lap, a slow lap, and then a flying lap, and basically Hamilton went a little bit faster than Russell. Jose saying both Mercs are running low fuel runs, more quality type runs. Hamilton, Russell's into pit, and I expect Hamilton to come in shortly after. We are having rain coming in. It should be here any moment now, maybe in the next 5 or so minutes. No, no, it's not Alonso said double podium for Aston. It was Lawrence Stroll wanted double podium for Aston Martin this weekend, and as a result, Alonso took the question during the drivers' interview, pre-race interviews. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where that came from. Alonso is currently in P4, 114.004. So about 310, about quarter second slower than Hamilton. Oh, or just oh oh Russell just barely getting past the wall. Ran off track, but manages not to hit the wall. Didn't smack the wall. He almost did. He went wide, went off track, went on the grass, but didn't hit the wall. And this is not the wall of champions we're talking about either. So very much like he didn't hit the wall. Norris on a flying lap, though he's over a second slower in his first sector. Xerxes here saying if rain falls, is Merc going to do inter runs? I would think so. I mean, that would, if the rain falls, the times that we see here are going to be locked in. Would they do inter runs? It probably would make sense to do inter runs just so that you have data with those new inners, with the inners on the track. Is rain predicted for the race? It is potentially yet that will be rain, but we're not sure. We'll know better on Sunday what that's going to look like. Mm. We're looking at rain closing in. Uh, so someone has gone off the track to come back on. That's why we have a yellow and it's now gone green. I'm not sure we're going to get to a 111, to be quite honest. Um, it's just, I'm not sure. So it was Norris on turn one that gave us our quick yellow. Went off track, came back on, back to green running. Clouds are looking very ominous around the track at the moment. Oh, it's not raining yet. It's not even drizzling, but it looks, from a distance, it looks sky looks ugly, and that ugliness is usually rain. Chris is asking Aston flow paint now. I have will look. I'm looking for the Aston Martins. Tell you if they are using flow paint. Got 20 minutes left in this session. Right now, no one's really pushing hard at the moment. I'm just trying to figure out what people are doing and what type of runs they're trying to do. Angela, if you want to know when FP and those sessions are going to start in your time, go to the F1 website. If you scroll down, there's a whole section that's well built where it has your time, track time. It will show it in your time, and you convert back and forth between track time and your time. I use it all the time to make sure I'm on time to come here for commentary for all of you. It's about 18 minutes left in this session. I want to thank the about 1,500 of you who are watching right now. Thank you for the 320, almost 325 likes. Almost, we're two off. Want to thank you all. We do have a Discord server. If you want to continue the conversation tonight before next session, here it is, the link in chat. Yeah. And then finally, if you've got any questions, please just at me in chat, and I've just dropped, how to do that. Use the @ symbol, my username Grashariza. Ooh, Gasly slid around a corner. Didn't hit the wall, but he didn't hit the wall, but he came close out of being out of control to hit the wall. Polo is asking who looks stronger in the long runs. Um, I think Mercs looked really good in their long runs. They weren't fast, again compared to everyone else, but they were consistent with their long runs. So so they have Aston has put a ton of Floviz on the car. Ooh, Oscar just tapping the wall. And there's a big snap visual point of snap when he touches the wall. And that is the world champions that uh, Oscar did hit the world champions. More of a kiss than a big bang, but kiss is a kiss apparently here. We've got 15 minutes left in the session right now. Wind has come across the track right now, and this is the beginning of the rain coming in. Is Pulaski trying to send a message? You tell me. So a bunch of leaves have come off trees onto the circuit. Pollen, pollen in the air, leaves are in everywhere. It's gotten dark. It's going to rain in a moment. So we had a yellow flag for a moment. It was Albin off the road for a little bit. He gets back on, so we're back to green running. You see, we got Hamilton, Russell in the pits, Verstappen is in the pits, Ocon in the pits, and Ocon in the pits. Obvious reasons. Leclerc is in the pit, not coming in and pitting. Rain is about to hit the hairpin section of the track. Ponchos are on the stands apparently. They did say there was a flash of lightning, but not sure where and what direction. It was in the direction of the hairpin turn, but and there is a ton of pollen flying across the track right now. But Charles is out on hard tires. He's the first time of hard tires on the track. Why is Ferrari on the hards? The suggestion they're given on F1 TV is that they're trying to scrub some laps onto these hard tires. With the track kind of converting to something more wet, hard those hards basically are helpful. Thatcher is asking how the track is. He says it's very gusty. So that is something that has picked up in the past five or so minutes. Oh god. Sites going through the track and going through a ton of debris and pollen and stuff floating in the air. We got 10 minutes left to go in this session, and it hasn't rained yet, but it looks like it is about to hit. Give it a few minutes or so. So check on intermediates. And it looks like Matt's coming out on an intermediate. So what it may be doing is that Red Bull is trying to scratch in a couple set of inters, um, test them out, but also to get have them available during quali if they need them. Yeah, you guys are saying in chat is they are trying to get. They're trying to do two things. Getting information. They're getting so they're getting information on the inners, but also scratching up sets. Because it gives them basically more tactical. If they've used basically used the set initially. The idea is that later on, if they need to use it, they'll be be able to get into a better place quicker. Yeah, the Mercedes team just told Russell that the wind is picking up. It's getting gustier and picking up. And they said about 40 kilometers per hour. A lot of teams are on inners at the moment. Like Clerk is on inners. So Ham, Russell, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Gasly, Piastri are all on inners. Everyone else who's on track are on mediums, with the exception of Magnussen on a soft tire. This is very weird that the boards are saying that it's raining and it's a wet track, but it's not actually wet and it's not actually rained yet. So DRS has been turned off because the FIA thinks it's raining. Oh, Jose, this has been a strange day. So the FIA has declared the track is wet and it is raining, but it's not wet and it's not raining or drizzling yet. So we've got 5 minutes to go on this. 5 minutes ago in this session. Lando comes in the pits, and one of the AlphaTauri comes out and is slow, and basically, it gets past him. But did he go past the white line? So that's one of the questions. All right, now it is raining. Oh, okay. So Lando is out in the rain on slicks. So he's out of that section that is raining, but he's out on soft slicks in the rain. So apparently it was Oscar, not Lando, who was out on those slicks. So yeah, now rain is now hitting the track with the last few minutes of it. It's my stream for F1 TV is set at about 4 minutes. It's the stream here is about a minute fast. So Lando's out on intermediates. Oh boy. And again, the rain is coming down in I believe, the second sector of this track. Now he is now coming through the hairpin, and it is raining torrential down there in that hairpin. Let's see who else is coming out. Right now, Norris is the only one on track. and he's on intermediate tires. And he's into the pits. Ooh. Oscar be getting home, doing a replay of Oscar driving in the rain on the slicks, managing to get home. I believe everyone is off the track right now. And the track, it is raining hard now. Yeah. Ooh, Fondo's is going to go out on intermediates. And he's past the pit line. What is going on? Okay, he's doing a pit lane start. So Alonso on track on intermediates. We'll see how he performs with them. And the grandstands are cheering for him as he goes by. Lance Stroll is out on intermediates as well. And yeah, both Astons. One of them just went off the track with no grip, and that was Stroll who just went off the track. Ferrari is coming out, but they don't have grip either. So session has ended. We'll just see who's. So a lot of cars are going to be out on track because what they want to do is do that. They're going to go out and try and do standing starts in the rain. And Sam Collins of F1 TV is like, no, race control wouldn't let them do a standing start in the rain like that. So here we are. I believe everyone's back into the pits at this point. Ferraris are in. Bottas is in. Norris is the only one on intermediates. You're still out. So we have come to the end of the session of free practice 2. We got our little bit of chaos of rain at the end. 2 more red flags. Hamilton tops the board. Russell is second. Sainz is third. No Max on the board today. He was not on the board top 3 in free practice 1, but then again, he didn't get a full lap anyways in free practice 1, so go figure. I want to thank all of you who come. There's about over 1,000 right now. We had 369 likes. Thank you so much. Again, this is Racing Statistics. If you have not been watching it here with us, whoa, come join us. Again, this is Grash. I will see you tomorrow for free practice 3 and quali, and then on Sunday I'll be here for the race. Again, Ryan has the weekend off. Um, yeah, just it's off this weekend, and I'm in for the race. So I will see you all tomorrow as I bring this to a close. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. And if you're in Montreal, stay dry. All right, this is Crash. Have a good night.